Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we have a lot of good news on pretty much every front. We'll start off with the south here. Ukraine has finally liberated the village of Staromayorske. This is very important because this was the next step that they had to take to achieve their goals in this region. A video came out of Ukrainian soldiers inside of the city holding the flag up, so it is completely confirmed that Ukraine has retaken the city. The good part about this is now that Ukraine has these positions, Urozhaine is now pretty much completely operationally encircled. The area by Staromayorske has a way higher elevation, so they have fire control into the settlement, and they're pretty much surrounded from all three sides now, so I wouldn't be surprised if this settlement's already been abandoned. It's likely that this will be liberated tomorrow, and then Ukraine can move on to Zaporizhzhia. This is where stuff gets interesting. There was some sort of misreport that Ukraine had liberated Prigozhin a while back. Now they have control of the majority of the heights in this region, and they can begin to go downhill. It's likely that if they push down in the direction of Volodine, Prigozhin will also become operationally encircled, and they may have to retreat as well. I think we're either going to see one of two things. We're going to see a double down on the push into Zaporizhzhia and then Kolomyichykha, or we may see an attempted breakthrough in the direction of Lyubimivka. The red arrow line here is the main Russian line of defense, and it's Ukraine's main goal to try to penetrate this area. I think a push in the direction of Lyubimivka may be the best option, because they can avoid fighting in Kolomyichykha and Zaporizhzhia if they push down towards the settlement, and then they go this way, cutting off Kolomyichykha from supply by getting fire control. The only problem with this is that there could be crossfire from the settlement and the main line of defense there. Whatever the approach is, the main intended outcome is probably to have the front line look something like this, because then they can begin testing the Russian main fortifications and potentially pushing through them. Beyond this line, the fortifications are effectively non-existent, and they have a nice convenient highway directly down to Mariupol. This is one of the areas that Russia didn't reinforce too hard. The main areas that they prepared were the ones by Polohi as well as Robotine. And speaking of Robotine, Ukraine has gotten about a 3-kilometer penetration in the direction of Verbove towards the main Russian line of defense. There's two smaller defense lines behind that go around Tokmak and up through I'm not even gonna try. But the main one is the one that goes behind Novopropivka. Man, the names have been hard today. But this is definitely important because it makes them go up to the main line of defense, as well as there have been very premature reports of the Russians withdrawing from Robotine. I wouldn't put my money on it. I wouldn't say that that's true, but it's definitely a possibility if they keep going this way. There's also been reports of fighting on the outskirts of the settlement itself, and this may lead to the fall of Verbotine. There's sparse fortifications inside of this region, so it seems like Ukraine's goal right here is to attempt to go through this field, which pretty much has nothing in the way, and then try to bust through the defense line by Verbove, Novopropivka, and potentially get past it. A lot of Western analysts are saying that Ukraine just delivered the main punch of their counterattack, and they said that they did some push with 80 vehicles or something, and this may be what we're seeing right now. I'll keep you guys posted on that because this is still very early. This just happened. The news just came out recently. Now some more good news up in the area where Russia had conducted an offensive across the Zherebets River. Ukraine recaptured Nadia, a settlement by Riots, and also gained ground south of Novozhirhovivka. This is good because it shows that Ukraine has regained the initiative in this area. The Ukrainians had also rotated some of their least experienced troops into this area since there was low intensity combat around here, and the Russians saw this, and this is why the main breakthrough happened. Now it seems like Ukraine has brought in some reserves that are cleaning up and pushing the Russians back, and we'll have to see if they can push them back up to the river here. Alright, and that's what I got for you guys today. See you guys later.